we are live. Welcome to Bead Maker Coffee,
morning, everyone.
Monday, April 24th, 2023. Today's show sponsor is Focus Car Wash Solutions. Product of the day is Defender, because Sydney's probably got the Defender somewhere around her office. And brought to you by Lots of Coffee. So welcome, Sydney, and our special guest, Jason Otterness. Dude, awesome to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Take it away, Sid.
Good morning, everyone. Goodness, we made it another week.
Another year for some of us.
Is this somebody's birthday?
It is.
We got the birthday
Leslie's
flags
birthday.
out with the penguin mug. So there you go.
This is the
Happy
birthday
birthday,
show.
Keith.
Happy birthday, Keith.
Well,
I
thank
sing,
you.
but I'm a terrible
Thank you.
singer.
I saw you were out celebrating this weekend.
Yes, a few little gatherings, I would say. We did campfire on Friday night. Saturday, we did the tiki bar, and Sunday, we did wine tasting. So I don't know if I got enough bourbon, whatever the hell they put in those cocktails at the tiki joint and wine, but
Awesome.
we certainly made an effort at it.
Well, look, and you made it here early Monday morning, so good for you.
I did. So
That is
you guys, you survived prom weekend this weekend. So how did that go?
Yeah, it actually went really well. Yes, so Delaney had prom this weekend, and so we had all sorts of promzilla situations. I can't wait till she gets married. And but otherwise, prom went off really good. Pictures were great. She had a great time. She got home at 2 a.m., which wasn't bad considering I didn't think she was coming home at all.
Is that a hope or just the thought that she might not?
I'm not sure. I think I advised her not to come home, but she did make it home. Her dress was wet. She had jumped in a pool. And so, yeah, it all went good. Everybody got home. So that's over. Now I'm ready for the week. What are we doing this week, Jason?
We got a special event at the end of the week here in Romeoville, Illinois. We're doing
I gotta let the dog out. Gosh.
Dog.
So tell us about your event. What are we doing this weekend, Jason? I mean, you've got like a couple of phases to this thing, right?
Yes. So it's a 3-day event. 2 days are private, where vendors and creators are coming together to make some cool content at the Bays in Romeoville. And the third day is an open house to the public. So we're going to be opening up the doors, have everybody see the new facility. We'll have all the vendors here. They're going to be in the Bays doing demonstrations on their products. And you get to meet all the creators. We're going to have a taco truck. So it's just going to be kind of a big party. So if you're in the area in Illinois, I hope you can make it. It's next Saturday. This Saturday. I can't believe it's this week already. I'm kind of not ready. So
Yeah, I'll travel for tacos, man. So there you go.
No, I heard taco truck.
So I don't know if you know, but PNS likes its tacos. So just, it's a thing around here. I'm just throwing some comments up. These are the morning introductory comments. It's great to see everybody joining us today. Well, normally this is a part of the show where we talk about what did you detail this week, and my answer is nothing. But Sydney, you had some fun stuff this week?
Yes. So I did last week. Let's see. I did a gas cleanup, but then I had a car that had gas spilled. Got that all cleaned up, but then I did 2 coatings back to back on what was that? Wednesday, Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them with Legend. And so got to just full speed go into the Legend plus Defender. Obviously, I've been testing Defender for a long time, and I've been doing that process for a long time. But it was one of those, it's just different when you're testing, right? It's just different. So now that I have the full bottles with the labels, and it's, so amazing. I know Josh in the comments is going to back me up on this. Literally, and I know that we hate the words like, oh, it's life-changing. It's life-changing. I'm sorry. There's no other word to describe it. It is absolutely life-changing for me, at least. Because, I detail out of my home shop. And so to be able to cut so much time out of the final process of putting the coatings on, and just that final, I remember 5-6 years ago when we would do coatings, we would have to wait several hours to kind of see that pop and get that reaction even from ourselves. And this is instant gratification, literal instant gratification. And oh man, so great. So great. So probably for the next 8 weeks straight, I'm going to say Defender is my favorite product It really, really is. I absolutely love it. So yes, look at that. The labels are so pretty. Good job, Bob, on that. So yeah, so literally for me, this product has been life-changing just because of the amount of hours and then just that instant gratification. I had one and I don't know, Keith, if you're able to bring up the picture, kind of had a crazy situation last week where brand new truck had 300 miles. It was a GMC Sierra and it had just had a chip filled out of the paint on the driver door. And so the dealer ended up, doing like a spot in the middle, like another spray, right? So I said to the customer, let's go ahead and do the whole coating. I don't want to compromise the rest of the truck, but we're going to leave this door for 30 days. When you come back in 30 days, we'll finish that door out. So I went around the whole truck for a whole day, right? Got it all polished. It was kind of a dark blue, but like a dusty blue, blue-gray. And so did everything but the door, didn't even polish the door. I just thought, I'm not even going to touch it. Just left the door. So I have never, done something like that where I've left an entire panel unpolished and uncoated. Looked great in my garage, pulled it out in the sun, and the customer was with me. And we both were like, what in the world? We all talk about how much coating affects the paint color, like the clarity, the pop, all of that. And I mean, they were two totally different colors, like totally different colors. Now, mind you, I would have freaked out completely had I not thoroughly inspected the car the day before in the sun to make sure that the paint from the dealer matched. It's something that the customer and I very specifically talked about the day before. It was the same weather conditions. The truck was clean, no variation in color at all. So I know that it's not the paint. So when that whole door was just a cloudy gray and the rest of the car was like, you could see the blue and you could see the fleck in the paint all of a sudden, it was shocking. Absolutely shocking. The customer thought it was the coolest thing ever. He was not upset about the doors not matching at all. He thought it was the coolest thing ever. And it's kind of funny. I have video of it. And even me on the video is like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Well, and he said, oh, this will make a great video for you.
I think this is a great sales tip for you. Anyway, really, really cool. If you want to see the pictures, go on the Bead Maker Lounge, the PNS Facebook group. The pictures are on there. Very crazy. Very crazy. I've never seen anything like it. So yay, Defender. Good job, Dave. Awesome product.
This is my bottle I brought back from Denver. So I shipped it back to myself, and I was digging it out of the box here while you were talking. So
nice. Jason, have you had a chance to use it yet?
Well, I've had all the intentions to use it this weekend, but it was a little cold here in Chicago, and my wife needed a fan to be put up in the living room, so my detail time was taken by installing a new fan in the living room. But I'm going to use it this afternoon. We have our Miata over here that I'm getting ready for the event, and I would love to get some tips from you on how to use it.
It's so easy, literally so easy. So I like to spray it on the panel myself. You can spray it on the towel, but I use an FTW for my first one. So I spray it on the panel and then I kind of smooth it with the FTW. I don't worry about working it in. I just kind of smooth it over the area I want. And then I take a real fluffy towel. I use the Wolfpack, but just a real fluffy towel like an Eagle or something like that. And you go over it and kind of just buff off the rest with that second towel. And you have to hold on to the towel because it'll slip right off. I mean, slickest stuff I've ever used in my whole life. Oh. So then you just buff off the rest. I have never had it leave a streak. You can use it in the sun. You can use it on glass, plastic. I mean, literally I haven't found anything that it can't go on. So I do the whole car, all the plastic, all the chrome. It's awesome on wheels, but I like to use 2 towels. And it's pretty wet. So this is the one thing. If you're using an FTW, by the time you're done doing the whole car, the towel is actually going to be a little bit wet. But I mean, amazing on glass. It's pretty cool.
And a couple weeks ago, I did put it on a Miata, so I'm a little ahead of you on that one, Jason.
It works on Miatas. Good.
Yeah. The Go Fast Solutions car, I put it on the Miata. It worked. It was gorgeous. So yeah, it was a crowd favorite for sure. So I'm just plowing through comments here while you guys talk. I have a feeling that you're going to have a turnout next Saturday.
Yes.
Just a thought. So
Yes. I've seen lots of people.
everybody seems a little excited to come play with you guys. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping the weather is going to be nice too. It's been cold this week. We had this really hot spell and then it went back to cold, and hopefully if the pattern continues, it's going to be hot this week too.
Yeah, hopefully for you, because it's going to be 80 here on Saturday for the first time all year.
Yeah.
Goodness. Beads and Creams crew.
Yeah, well, I guess he doesn't think you drink coffee, Sydney, because it's mostly.
Oh, there's mostly cream in here. That's for sure. How scary is like? Yes.
Terry, don't stand on the car. You won't fall off it. That's all.
Right. We should do a count on how many people drop their towel. I know I do it every single time because it just slides right off the paint. It's crazy. Wow. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, that was of the truck. Back in my day. I know, right? I say back in my day too. I have a back in my day. Good morning, Gabriel. I've been lacking and not looking at the comments.
Hey, Puerto Rico. Awesome.
Defender users in here. Awesome. 4 hours on a pearl white Maxima polish basic spray wax cleanup, and then ceramic. It's cleaned up with ceramic spray wax. That's a lot.
That is a lot. You can take some of those steps away and just use Defender. Just saying.
Yep. Cool.
Long weekend. All right. So somebody is planning to come all 3 days or 4 days.
Jason, I hope you have security, because I did on a couple of the groups I have seen people that are like, yeah, I'm just going to go on Thursday. Yeah, I'm just going to go on Friday. And I'm like, oh boy.
We do have security, actually.
Yeah. It sounds like there's going to be people trying to get in.
Yeah.
Well, doors will be locked. So
yeah, good. I have seen a lot of that. And I've just been like, oh, wow.
Yeah. Our stores and everything, it's going to be closed for those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we have security.
Cool. Good deal.
Great comment from Mark. I talked to Mark on, I think it was Friday, and he was just like, just wow. Like, wow, just wow. So, we saw something on the Facebook group last week about Defender on the interior. So,
yeah.
I have not tried that, so you'll have to let me know how it goes.
Did it, Fast Eddie? I think he's the one that did it. He tried it on the interior. I have not tried that yet, but now I'm very intrigued because I have used it on the interior of my house, which love it in the kitchen. I defendered everything in my kitchen, cabinets, sink, the countertops, everything, all the stainless steel. Awesome. But this is a great question. So this has come up a lot. I would do a bead maker in short, but I would need to do 10 of them because, you're only allowed 1 minute. So I'd have to do at least 10 of them in a row. So I'm not going to do this on the Bead Maker Coffee short. So you will hear, so like we always say, right? We have these intended purposes for things, and detailers will do what detailers are going to do, right? So would you try Defender with wash clay seal? You certainly could. I'm not going to use that in my business. And there's a couple different reasons why. One, the viscosity of Defender, I like something that's a little bit more lubricating. I like it to be a little bit more like a lubricant when I'm using clay. Defender's pretty thin. It's pretty thin. So, but for me too, my wash clay seal process with my customers, I want that to live where it's at. And that's the fee that I charge. And that's the fee that makes sense to my customers when we're talking about a program like that, right? What wash clay seal does. I love it with Bead Maker. I think Bead Maker and the clay towel are magic together. Magic things happen. And so for me, I'm only going to do wash clay seal with Bead Maker. Now, and the other reason too is a good example that I say is that I think it would be hard, because Defender's a more expensive product. It would be hard to charge somebody, say, $400 for a wash clay seal. Yep. To me, in my mind, as a consumer, that doesn't calculate. And I also would wonder how much Defender in that case for $400 are you leaving behind with the wash clay seal? And so for me, if I had a customer that wanted that type of process, with a longer term protection being left behind, I would still wash clay seal with Bead Maker. And then I would immediately follow up with Defender as my final spray so that I was confident I was leaving behind plenty of protection. The way that the chemistry works, the Defender will soak through the bead maker and you will be leaving behind the Defender. So you would want to do that within 45 minutes to an hour. But that's what I would do. So I won't be using it as the wash, clay, seal process. The other thing I kind of liken it to is that, yeah, we can use Defender as our clay lube, but it's kind of one of those, like, does McDonald's buy Kobe beef just because they can? You don't want to overplay your hand. I don't like to encourage people to use the more superior products on the wash, clay, seal is a great maintenance entry level process. So for me and my business, I'm going to leave that where it's at.
Yeah, plus we found, we have plenty of evidence to show you can stack and stack and stack bead maker.
Yeah.
We don't really have any real great empirical evidence that says stacking and stacking, Defender is both possible with great results and really beneficial, because of its soakability. So you're better off, do the wash, clay, seal if you're going to do that, and then do Defender if you're going to do that, and kind of leave them separate.
Yeah.
The other thing we haven't talked about is you get the Defender all over your towel, and then you start dipping that into your wash bucket.
Right.
We don't know what that does in the wash bucket as far as interaction with any kind of a rinseless. Obviously, Absolute is ours.
Right.
So best practices right now, we recommend probably just use it as a standalone spray coating product and run there. Now, on the interior side, guys, tell us what you think. So far, the photos we've seen are pretty wicked. We'll play with it as well.
I think Eddie also used it on an engine. So.
Yeah, I saw that, and that looked like it worked pretty well. But we know that on the hard plastics, the blacks, we're going to get a little bit of enrichment. We're going to get a wetter look, and it's going to hold up and be a good moderate sealant for 4 to 6 months. So totally expect that would work out great there. All right, so hey, here we go. It looks like Talk Supplies has all the goodies in. So if you are in Canada, you know where to go. Talk Supplies is our guys out of the south of Toronto area. So they do a great job for us. It's slick. Yes, Mike, it is. We know what we're talking about there.
Yes. So amazing.
Yep.
So amazing. This is no joke. I think he's halfway there.
Everything he posts is Defendered. And he's posting some wicked stuff.
Is that the paint gloss? What do we think he's talking about?
I don't know, but Ramil, paint gloss is a standalone product for basically a quick detailer, fingerprint remover, long-term stalwart of the PNS line. Defender is absolutely totally new, and it is our SiO2 spray sealant. So hopefully that answers the question. I think that's the question.
What's hot look like? Eddie is in northern Idaho. Poor Eddie. I think it snowed there yesterday.
According to Eddie, it's still in the Ice Age. Yes. Well, when you see a woolly mammoth, give us a call. We'll come hunting.
Yeah. Eddie wants to know, Jason, how's the new PPF stuff coming?
Very good. We're waiting for our initial order to come in, and then we're rolling. This has been a big project for the last 2 years on us coming out with our own PPF, and it's finally, it was exciting just to announce it just to everybody, that let them know that, well, hey, this is what we got going on, and it's all coming together. It's kind of scary. It's kind of nervous because we still don't have the boxes. We're still going through the renditions of the boxes, getting them in, making sure everything fits properly. We're doing some testing with shipping the boxes where, I wanted to go with a box that was a little different. Most of the boxes in PPF are just the normal square boxes. We're doing actually a triangle. It's really cool. It has a handle on it.
Oh, cool.
And that's one of the most exciting things, that you got this handle on it. You can just carry it. It's nice and easy. But I want to make sure that it stays up, and doesn't get destroyed going through that shipping process. So we're doing testing on some different boxes to put them in. So a lot of exciting stuff, but it'll be here ready to go. We're thinking mid-June. We'll have inventory and everything will be ready to go on that.
We can feel your pain on packaging. We understand the challenges that come with that, from spray triggers, which we have the new one now, which we're super thrilled about, to bottles, to labeling, to machines, to So be patient, guys. When you roll out a new product, it's not just as simple as throwing some stuff in the chemistry lab and hoping it works. For sure. All right, Alex, thank you. We did have some questions. By the way, Mr. Phillips has joined the broadcast, so he is watching.
Good.
Yes.
I just saw a question that's going to be coming up for him, and I was going to say he's going to be here any minute. So yay. His favorite kind of questions.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
Puerto Rico, nice. It's
yes.
nice to see that it's reaching out everywhere. Yes, thought I was losing my grip. Yeah, Mark, those towels, they'll fly right off the side.
Yep. I'm just bouncing through here.
Eddie Clona scared Idaho into a thaw. Yeah. It's going to be warm. It's actually going to be here like 73 the day I leave. And then when I come back, it's back in the 50s. So I'm going to miss the 70 degrees again.
Let's see what's going to be here.
Hopefully it's warmer than here.
I don't think so. It was like 36 this morning when I left.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So Josh Petro says you will need security with our crew there. So apparently somebody's a little high on themselves. That's awesome. Hey, Josh, if we need security when you're there, then on the Northeast tour that we're planning, I'll expect you to arrange the security. So can't wait to use Defender in a few weeks. Yes. Well, why wait? We're all about instant gratification. So that's from Louis Alexander Morin. So awesome. He's probably waiting for it to get where he's going. So
yep, it does make white paint glow.
It does. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep. Ron would love to make it to Jason's event. I forget where Ron's at.
He'll tell us.
I hope you can make it out too, Ron.
Deep dish pizza. So is there
pizza vlogs?
What are you doing on Saturday? Taco truck, right?
Saturday is the taco truck. We do have pizza out coming for the private event. And then we have Portillo's being catered one day for lunch. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Any chocolate chip cookies in there anywhere?
Hell yeah, of course.
So, Jason, you need to make sure there's a coffee shop that customizes all drinks and that there's cookies and chocolate milk every night.
Eric is doing a coffee bar, and he has got a lot of surprises coming. So
yay, that's awesome.
Coffee nut. So
awesome.
So this comment is from
Alan.
Mr. President Alan. I'm excited to have him in Chicago. I wish I was going to be there with you guys. You guys are going to have a great time.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait to see Alan.
He's
a big hug for me. Jamie the cleaner. Everyone walks through the door on Saturday, gets phoned by yours truly.
Ooh,
awesome.
Nice.
Don't tempt me with a good time now.
That was fun.
Thank you, Aaron. Clean Buster.
Oh, heavy on the Iron Buster. Nice.
Stay away from Sydney's hair. That's all I'm saying, Jamie, if you want to live.
You know, this is a good question for Jason. I have a question because Eddie, Mr. Eddie, that's in the comments, he said on his video yesterday that Iron Buster was the worst smelling iron remover. What do you think? I think it's not. I think there's a lot worse.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny. They're all mostly terrible smelling. I think McGuire's is probably the worst one that I've smelled.
I think McGuire's and I think Ferrex is really brutal.
Yeah.
Well, what are we talking about here? Least worst option on fragrance.
Well, he was saying that out of all the iron removers, Iron Buster was the worst. And I was like, what? No.
Iron Buster actually even has a little bit of a scent in it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. But again, one of the things I don't do is go around huffing iron removers.
Well, I know. I guess what I'm basing this off is that obviously I do it in my garage. So which one stays in my garage for 8 days? And it's Ferrex. Literally the scent stays. Iron Buster's like 40 minutes, and then you can't tell I used it anymore. So here's Bob's favorite question. When is
the answer to this is
coming
yes. So the label was approved last week. As we know with ordering labels, they could be here in a week, they could be here in a month. Yeah. As soon as we get that done, then we'll obviously put out the 32-ounce bottles available. Yep. In the meantime, just refill your pint because you can actually get the top off of this thing.
Yes. Did anybody notice that? The sprayers.
Yep.
Sprayers are so nice.
Yeah.
Make it. You guys are an inspiration. I'm about to adventure out and start getting customers.
All right. Good luck.
Congratulations. It's awesome.
Go kill it.
Go kill it.
What's new for Chicago Auto Pros and CSW near term? Also, when are you going to do some videos in that sweet garage you converted over?
What's new for Chicago Auto Pros is we're going to get back to making some feature videos. For the last year, I've had a lot on my plate, and I've kind of neglected doing some of the feature videos that we used to do. And I very much neglected my garage at home, which was certainly built for doing videos out of. And after this creator event is done and through, the rest of the year is concentrated on making content, how-to content. I actually want to start making a lot of individual content on products, like exactly how to use all the tips and tricks, different ways to use it, just individual videos like that for Car Supplies Warehouse. And so I've kind of I miss making a lot of the content, and it's kind of become a part of me, and it makes me happy. So just diving back into content after for the rest of the year.
Nice.
Awesome.
Defender versus Soul. Two different products.
I'm going to choose, I choose Defender, but that doesn't mean that Soul is dead to me, not by any means. I'll still use Soul all the time. So for me, though, it's maybe just using it in a different way than I did before. You can still do like Legend, Soul, and Defender. That's going to be fine. But for me, and with the testing that we've done, we know that we are, totally good to do Legend plus Defender. For me, in my shop situation, it saves me several hours to go straight from, Legend, 45 minutes, Defender, and essentially I'm done because I put it on all the glass, the wheels like that, I'm done. So that for me has been that life-changing part. Soul would add in, a couple more hours into that process. Now, there's still a huge portion that I think is very cool, that when you are doing that entry-level coating for customers and they're just wanting like a 1-year coating, that is still going to be a really great price point moneymaker to do Soul plus Defender. So where we used to do Soul plus Bead Maker, Soul plus Defender is really going to kind of give you that insurance level that it is going to last a year, for sure. Soul before, we said it was more like 9 months to a year. So this way you're probably going to get like 12 to 18 months out of that Soul. It's also going to protect the surface of Soul from, maybe car wash marring and things like that. It's going to be a little bit, it's going to protect the Soul a little bit, but Soul is still a fantastic coating. It's a great entry level point. Shops need those. They need those different tiers of coatings for their customers. And so, Soul plus Defender is a mighty combo in its own right. So especially on those entry level coatings, I don't do them, but I know a lot of people do. And I think it's so great, is the wash clay Soul. So that's where you're going to wash the car, clay it, and then just put on Soul. You're not doing any paint correction because you're trying to give somebody that like entry level, try me size coating, right? So this is going to be a fantastic combo. I know for me, I would feel like I was really able to stand behind my coating with that Defender on top. It's just another layer of insurance that's so quick and easy. And so Soul is definitely not dead. It just is going to move around a little bit. But for me, topping, Legend or Inspiration, I'm going to go with Defender.
And we did do the testing. So when we revealed Defender, we'd done the testing with Legend and with Inspiration. We had not done Soul. We've now done Soul. And it looks like the results are pretty much similar to Inspiration and Legend. So it does soak. It does add the gloss enhancement. It does add the durability. So all reports out of that are Yahoo. It's exactly what we wanted.
Yep.
So just a couple more good mornings. We need some suppliers in McAllen, Texas. I'm working on it, Ramiro. I'm working on it. In the meantime, go see Anthony in Arlington if you get the chance, or just hit him up. But if you're in McAllen, you may want to check out Gill Detail Supply. He is not far from you in Pharr, Texas, of all places. And he does carry a full line of products. All right. I remember hearing the passion and excitement. This is from Alan again. So this is awesome. Yes. It's going to be so much fun. You guys have a great time. Gabriel, you will have Defender the next time we send out the containers and containers of product to Rag Company Europe. I know John Hull will be bringing it in over with Shiny Cars. So just stay tuned. It is coming to Europe, but remember, there's a little bit of transit time. So we're working on it.
Yeah. What do you work? But he did ask about Defender versus Dream Maker, didn't he? Yeah. So the gloss is just different. So Dream Maker, you're getting kind of that old Carnauba wax, warm glow, car show, warm glow. I'm going to say Defender's a little bit more of a cool glow, but it's like truly like the HD filter on your camera. I mean, it is like popping glow. So different, definitely different. Yep.
All right. Are you thinking the average lifespan of Defender is? And we say 6 months is what we're going to tell you is a standalone
6 to 12
single
months,
application.
how it lives.
Josh Pierce, here we go.
Yeah, Swift is also a great product for engine bays. I haven't tried that yet, but I have tried Swift on the floor mats, and I'm liking it on the floor mats. You have to clean them first.
Yeah.
Don't depend on the cleaners in Swift to clean the floor mat, but it's a great finishing step for sure. For sure. I think that was Bob, wasn't it? Good morning, kids. I'm pretty sure that's Bob.
I believe it is. He also has made a statement that he probably will have a labeled quart bottle when he gets to Chicago.
Yes.
Of Defender.
Yep.
Otherwise, he'll just grab another bottle off the shelf and see what we get.
This one's for Jason. Are you testing new brands out in the States yet that you can talk about at least?
One was Geist.
We'd want to be in the know, yeah.
Yeah, Geist is a specialty leather care line that we just brought on. The answer to that is yes, we're always testing new products.
Yep. Always, always. Very cool.
All right, here we go. Amy said 50 to 60, I think.
That's my wife.
Is that degrees?
Yeah, that's degrees. I think it's supposed to be in the 50s, so it's going to be cold. Bring your jacket.
I was say, is that attendees or is that the temperature? So
it can't possibly be as cold as the detail studio in Hayward, right?
Oh my God.
That's cool. It'll be warmer. We got a heater.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. That was brutal. 80 degrees and 80% humidity. I'd probably die.
Well,
I'm going to need some kind of transition point. We're still in like the frozen tundra over here.
That's one of those where you just go on the beach.
46. Yeah. Frenchie's cap, Jason.
Frenchies. I don't know what that means. Maybe franchises?
Yeah, keep learning. You have to tell us the story on that one because I don't know what that means. But it sounds like a hell of a story. So it might be an epic birthday rant. I don't know.
Ron,
you guys are getting some decent weather. So
Ron's in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they're starting to warm up there, so it's kind of nice. Defender is amazing, along with Bead Maker, Dream Maker, and Paint Gloss. Each have their own purpose depending on the different situations. Amazing products. Thank you, Ramiro.
Yep.
We agree 100%. Jamie is going to love the coffee bar.
I'm going to love the coffee bar.
You better make Sydney love the coffee bar. You're all in trouble.
Yeah. Yes. Important and proven lounge would be, yes, great.
Yeah.
Love it. Hello from the Philippines.
Hello, Francis. Nice to have you on.
What an awesome crew. Good morning, the Rag Company.
Thank you, the Rag Company. You guys are great. I don't know what that means.
He's talking about Iron Buster. I know that he is. It's not the worst.
Don't make me block you, Eddie.
It's not the worst ever. Oh my goodness. We need to send him some of the bad stuff.
Well, look, here, Mike's standing up for us. Iser from Vonix, iron smells bad. Okay, well, look, I think we've established that iron removers don't smell great, which is why I recommend using Crystal Wash. So that's just me.
That's why I use Crystal Wash, because the iron remover is stuck in your hair and smells forever.
So here's a great question from Terry, and I would probably say my answer is no. I would use, affordability and just because of its history, paint gloss for that. I mean, I would, anytime you get a product that maybe it's a little too dry or tacky on the paint, I always use paint gloss as my wipe off product. And I also actually use it as a spritz on the pad as a pad lubricant if I'm starting to see that in my product. But I will tell you, Terry, if you're getting that with your product, most of the time with the new products and pads, change your pad. Your pad is telling you it's getting tired, it's getting hot, change your pad. But I definitely would not use Defender as a wipe off after polishing. I would use it after polishing, but I would probably, paint prep the car first. So
yeah, because you're going to want that paint clean. I mean, this is a true SiO2 sealant, so you're going to want clean paint to use Defender for sure.
Eddie, we're killing that thread.
I hope it snows in Pocatello today. Oh, Rod, it smells the best. Yeah, CarPro Iron X is the worst. Yes. That's the other one I was thinking of that is so bad, for sure.
Here we go. Here comes Josh to the rescue.
Iron Buster is the least offensive iron remover. I think every now and then I get a hint of cherry. Yes, exactly.
That is the hint you get because that is the smell.
Yep.
And it's funny. It has to react in order for it to kind of release the fragrance.
I mean, it's kind of rancid cherries, but yes, it's cherries.
There's worse.
There are more there are way more horrible fallout. There absolutely is.
Yep.
Eddie, you lose this one. You're losing the fight.
Portillo's hot dogs in Chicago and the rib tips at yes. Okay. I have actually had a hot dog from Portillo's, so I have to say yes.
I've never been to Chicago, so I'm super excited. I'm having high hopes for the food.
We got lots of good food.
Yep.
That's Bob. I should have a label.
For Chicago.
So, Jason, when people are on our Bead Maker Lounge, they come in as like stealth. So Bob must be commenting on PNS and on the stealth group. That's funny. Yep. Iron Buster's not that bad. Not that bad.
So one of the things we always talk about after the show is the theme of the show for the day. Apparently, the fragrance of iron removers is the theme of the day. So, despite our best efforts.
But since we're beating up on Eddie, he did have a great review for Defender that I posted the video on our story. It was a great review, Eddie. Yeah. Thanks for that. Eddie also thinks Fred Flintstone push pops smell gross. I can't say that I've had those. Hi, Piper.
He ain't quite right. Okay.
Hi, Piper.
I have PPF installed and ceramic coating on top of it. Is it safe to use Dream Maker on top? Absolutely.
Yes.
So I have to.
Anything.
Yeah, you can put that on anything, and that's the beauty in the direct sunlight, etc. I have to ask: is the cat on strike today, Sydney? What's going on?
She's been really antisocial this weekend. I think she found a blanket in Delaney's room and she won't leave it. But the dog is here in full force.
There you go. Well, we're upgrading.
Yep.
So. I don't know about Puerto Rican cuisine because I've never been, Bob.
Good morning.
Here we go. My CarPro Iron X leaked and the smell has been there for a week. Horrible smell. I detail out of my garage as well. Wow. Yes. So moral of the story is just use Crystal Wash.
Mark, going to be 99 this weekend. That is crazy. I can't even imagine.
Mark, you live halfway to the face of the sun. Come on, give me a break.
Yeah.
I use CarPro.
Ceraglass to polish my used windshield. Did it work?
Yeah, I'd be curious on that. It sounds like it's a cerium oxide product, so it probably did work, but I don't know how well. Okay, quick question. Shampooing, spray, and scrub is pretty big in my area with mobile. We only do extraction in shop, but now we're setting up mobile. We want to compete, regular shampoo versus extractions. So You can do a dry extraction method on this. We've shown it a bunch of times. The orbital tool with a brush on it, wrap the head with a towel and do it that way. Wrap a standard hand brush and do it that way. There's some dry extraction methods you can use. So I always get a little leery when people only equate using an extractor for extracting. On the really dirty, grungy cars, you kind of have to, but you can do on a lightly soiled car. You can do a 2-step Terminator carpet bomber and a dry extraction and get some good results.
Yeah, and if you're able to use a steamer, that's also a really good option. Being mobile, is to do the steamer with the white terry cloth towels, and that can get a good amount of stuff out. So the steamer, those are easy, portable. You don't need one of the big ones. So I would try that too.
I would say, like paint, try the least aggressive method possible.
Yep.
Try to get those just fibers clean. If you're happy with the result, go with that. I mean, that extractor, pulling it out, filling it up, using it, waiting for the carpet to dry. I try to avoid it at all costs.
Yeah. The extractor is my last resort, and that's like if there's dirt and mud in the carpet.
Yeah.
Sure.
That is, as we say, the nuclear option. So
right.
If you got to go there, you got to go there. And then there are times you just got to do it. So, yes, we agree with you, Fast Eddies. Any chance we can get a spray it in a 32-ounce labeled bottle?
No.
So not right now, but spray it. So a lot of people don't know what spray it is. It's really a spray wax from us that we've had for many, many years. Great product. Super in the car wash industry or the mobile industry where you're doing a quick kind of wax and go type product. We don't have a specifically labeled bottle for that yet. We do have it in a gallon. We have it in a pint. So buy the pint and refill the pint.
Yep. Yeah, and same with Dressed. Dressed is it'll probably just stay where it's at, honestly, in the 32-ounce bottle, just because it's one of those more high volume products that we have, and so it'll probably just stay in the 32.
Yeah.
Eddie, let's be honest. I use iron remover and my girls won't work in the garage. There goes my help. It's because of the hair. And that's what I'm saying, Eddie. It's all about the aftercare, is that out of your clothes and your hair, the Iron Buster washes out the easiest. The other ones stay. It's hard being a girl.
I don't have that problem.
Used as a drying agent.
We don't recommend it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Defender, I'm kind of like leaving products where they're at for the most part. And so when because of the viscosity again of it, it's so thin that when you spray it on a wet car, I just don't know that you're getting that full coverage. So again, if you want to use a drying agent, you can use paint gloss, or I even like Absolute as a drying agent, or Bead Maker, and then do your final spray with the Defender. It is going to go through all of that stuff. So, for me, if I'm using Defender, I want to get the maximum potential out of it. And so I don't want to use my product that half of it's going to end up in my drying towel. That's just me. So, yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
Keith. We should have made a drinking game.
Why
didn't we think about that? We could have a good Monday. So if we were shampooing, what would you use? Carpet Bomber, Terminator, or regular upholstery shampoo? Jason, why don't you take this one?
For me, it's the first step is always Carpet Bomber for me. That's kind of the general all-purpose cleaner. If you're going with carpets, Terminator is great for any pre-treating of stains. So if I'm detailing, Terminator will be my pre-treat, and then I'll go with Carpet Bomber for the general cleaning on the rest of the carpets. And then, if we're using a steamer, if we're using something, is try to remove as much of that with a microfiber towel. So I'll go back with a microfiber towel, get it as dry as possible, get as much soil and chemical out of the carpet as possible.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, the hidden gem in that system is finisher, because it
Yes.
does act as an oxidizer, so it'll help you dry. It'll kill any soap residue left in the carpet if you're doing a dry method. It is kind of a sterilizing agent. So there are a lot of benefits to just a quick couple spritzes with that product and rubbing it in with a gloved hand. It can really make for an effective process when you do it.
And it, like finisher gives it a little bit of a glow too, almost like you spray it on there. It's almost like a wiping a paint gloss on the exterior of the car.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Very much.
I don't know what that refers to, but
that was Bob. He said that after I think somebody was looking for products in Texas. I think he was saying just go to Car Supplies Warehouse.
Well, they can do that too, because
he was doing the plug. He was doing the plug.
Before I put hydrophobic glass coating on it, I was wondering if Clarity Cream is easier to use, more creamy instead of pasty, if that makes any sense. Yes, it does, and yes, it is. Really, Clarity Cream goes on like any car polish. It's actually a little bit thinner product than a lot of the new, water suspensive products that you use on paint today. So, really an easy product to use. Super easy to use.
Yeah, I would say that it's quite a bit easier to use. And the biggest difference between like a Ceraglass and Clarity Cream is that Ceraglass most likely has cerium oxide in it, which is going to do a little bit of polishing out scratches and imperfections, whereas Clarity Cream is just going to remove contamination, water spots, things that are really on the surface, not into the surface. So that's probably why the Ceraglass is a little bit tougher to use, because it's doing a little bit harder of a job.
Yeah.
And so, but for the majority of your glass that you're going to be working on, Clarity Cream is great. So again, kind of like what Jason said, you always start with the least, aggressive thing. So if you don't need a product like Ceraglass, don't use it. You're gonna reserve those for when you've got scratches or things like that. But otherwise, don't use that on the glass unless you really need to, and then you're not going to be having to do that, that hard work on all the glass that you're working on. So. Both great products to have in your arsenal for sure.
Yep. All right. Just come see me, Romero. Yes, Defender's going to be awesome. You're going to love it.
Yep.
Morning, guys. I need to try Defender. Yes, you do. I agree.
So do I.
And Anthony says, I have the whole lineup. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes, you have. And Romero, Gil has, he's actually, congratulations to Gil, by the way, he's opening a second store down in that area. So, but yeah, Gil is in Far, Texas. And if you know anything about being way far south in Texas, McCallum and Far are not that far apart. Pardon the far jokes, but it's kind of a far way to go. All right, good morning, everybody. Here we go.
Heath, do you get to use all these paired comments too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm using them all.
There's some good questions over there. Geist from Ram. Oh, is that from Ram? That's cool.
It is.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
He'll be here for the Creator Summit too. So.
Awesome. Very
Nice.
cool.
Yeah. See,
very cool.
There you go.
Yep, Swift. Yep. I'm surprised that no one's talked about Swift, because on the internet and on YouTube and stuff, Swift is like all the rage.
Well, but the product, we kind of started off with Defender.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
And Swift, by the way, is awesome. We had a great time with it in Denver last week. It's it's just such a versatile product. So I think it'll be fun.
Yep. Cool.
All right. It's not that cold, Sydney Breakpoint. Yes, it's always cold.
It's always cold. I'm tired of being cold.
Thank you.
Who was that? I've never seen that. Oh, that was Josh that said it's not that cold to me. Josh, it's freezing. My goodness.
Josh is in Iowa, man. That's
Josh Petro that said that.
Oh.
Man, it's freezing.
Good morning.
Hey, Jerry Ellis, good morning. So there's a guy out in West Texas, Plainview, Texas area. Awesomeness. Out where the dirt is red and it literally will rain mud. If you have not seen it rain mud, you have not been to West Texas. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to talk about getting dirt off a car. Those guys know how to do it. So
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's a paired comment for you, Sydney. Pleasanton, California.
Nice.
Very pleasant there.
Yes.
All right. Little Mr. Trainer here. I'm kind of into the smell of Iron Buster, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Well, you only have slightly more hair than I do, Tony. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
After about 2 gallons, it smells it smells delightful.
I'll wake up to coffee. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It does help when you put it in Jamie's mix of the IK sprayer. That definitely does help to mix it with Break Buster.
Oh,
But
there
we're
you
not supposed to talk about mixing products. Not talk about that.
No arts and crafts are authorized.
No
on
arts
this
and
show.
crafts on this show. That's a different show.
Hello, Andres. Nice to have you on from Mexico. It's awesome to see the reach. We keep growing a country at a time. Okay, Jason, whatever became of the black 993 Porsche 911 Turbo that used to be sitting in the shop? You did a 130-hour detail. 130-hour detail on it? What did you
130-hour
do?
detail.
Have no life for a year? What's going on here?
It was about 50 hours on the undercarriage. So.
Wow.
So this was a video from a long time ago. It was weird. We had like a handler for this car that they were going to sell. So the handler, who was in Chicago, brought the car to us, and the owner lived in a different state, and something happened between them, and the handler was kind of holding the car hostage from the owner, and it was kind of a weird thing. The owner ended up coming up to Chicago and showed us all the paperwork and getting his car back. So it was kind of a weird situation. It was very, one of those, it was kind of red flags from the begin with, like, oh, you don't own the car. It's somebody else's car that you want to get detailed. And it was just, we did an awesome video on it. And we went the whole, it was one of those things where you do every little square inch as possible and making it perfect. It was this with the $10,000 detail and these bigger I call them restoration details. It's like it's taking your dream of how far could I take it? Like, are we going to start polishing seatbelts? Are we going to polish the interior trim? Are we going to take the wheels off and start polishing the calipers and coating the calipers? It's like, how clean can you make it? Let's make every single bolt and every single part of the car is clean, and then protect it with some sort of protection. It was a fun detail, but they are very painstaking, long details.
Yeah. For sure.
You guys needed a Nick Chapman for that one.
Yes.
All right. So good to know that the owner actually got their car back, though. That's always nice.
Yep.
Everyone here in West Texas that has never tried PNS before is loving it. That's awesome.
Yes. And there were people who tried PNS in West Texas, but they were the car wash guys. So now we're getting to the detailers, which is awesome. By the way, Jerry is a storefront for us out there. So thank you, Jerry. Iron fallout remover smells nice too from AM Details. Good to know.
It smells like Fruity Pebbles.
Does it actually smell like Fruity Pebbles or iron remover with a hint of Fruity Pebbles?
It smells like Fruity Pebbles. Huh. It's crazy.
Well, you have some, don't you? You guys got it. So we can maybe, Sydney, you can experiment with it this weekend.
Nice.
There we go.
My dog is on the couch, and I'm going to spare her from
getting yelled at.
Yes.
Bad Piper, get off the couch.
Hear her back there.
Yeah.
My buddy Phil uses clarity cream. Yep. It's I stand alone. That's fine.
Stand in your snowfield alone. That's cool. All right, Sydney, I tried your rags to riches soaking method on the towels. These are my last details. They came out super clean. Yes. Ron, she's been doing that for a couple of years, and that is a fantastic method.
Yep.
I love the fact that she uses a clear bucket so you can see the dirty water.
Oh, gosh.
All right. It states like Utah, where it snows and the state throws salt on the snowmelt. What results and durability do you think Defender has? I still say you're going to get the probably close to 6 month. It should be relatively chemically impervious as far as removal that way. But remember, it's about 1/5 the depth of a coating thickness. So it's really going to be the abrasion of removing stuff that's going to be the bigger issue with Defender as far as its durability. overwash, that product will rub off a little bit. Although adding Bead Maker as part of your follow-on care for that will help maintain that surface. So,
yeah. I will say, because we use the solid state salt here in Idaho as well, and when I was testing Defender, I put it on my Jeep right after it got back from the body shop after it got wrecked. So that was like in October and October, November time. And I did have to put it back on in February.
Right.
So about 4 months. Because of all the salt, which we had, a lot of it this year, way more than normal. They were putting down snowmelt every day for months, which is not typical. And so I did have to unclog it and clay, and probably anytime that you're using clay and EnviroClean and an iron remover and all that, you're probably going to want to put a fresh layer of Defender down. Anyway, so I did, after about 4 months, I put another layer down. Just on the lower, just the lower third, probably.
Right.
I did. Yeah.
So, Jason, what do they put on the roads in Chicago now?
It is salt.
Is it? Okay, so you're not using any mag chloride or any of that stuff?
No.
They'll totally different type of coating clogging with those products. So what do you find is your best method to wash off salt residue on a car? What type of product are you using on
it? Soap. It does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I don't use any specific products to remove any type of salt or anything. We do a pretty good job with just rinsing it and using soap.
Cool. Always interesting, and everybody has their own secret sauce to deal with salt or mag chloride levels. So, Eddie, we're not picking on you.
I know. Well, he's just saying I didn't wish any evil upon him because he's already living it. That's what he meant by that. All right. The Furies from Phoenix EOD actually doesn't smell bad. Kind of minty. I tested some last month and didn't mind it. Cool. I haven't tried anything from that product yet, or that product line.
I've never even heard of it.
I've seen it out there in some videos.
Yeah.
The cat, this is probably totally accurate. The cat is probably still mad about the PNS hoodie that you stuffed her into. Yeah. A little too small.
That's a great video, though, of watching the fuzzy potato escape from her straitjacket. So,
yeah.
Okay. CarPro says lemon scent. I've been around the block. I have never smelled lemons that made me want to take a shower.
Yeah. So funny. Push pop weather.
Creamsicle, or if you don't want to eat it, you can just go ahead and bust out the Swift because that's orange creamsicle. So there you go. Any ideas of having
question? I like this. Any ideas of having a potential Chicago Auto Pros training event in the PNS Training Center in Hayward?
Well, now that they've been there, I think that's probably the next step, don't you?
Hell yeah. That is a great idea.
Yeah, that is a great idea.
So maybe we'll have an announcement after next weekend. I'm just no pressure, guys, but you guys figure it out and let me know.
Thanks for the insight. Very helpful.
There you go. All right. Bald life. Yes, there you go, Eddie.
I don't live the bald life.
You don't have to.
Hi, guys. Imagine a detailing planet store. All people from around the world could be able to buy all the detailing products they want.
Well, Chicago Auto Pros is working towards that.
Yeah.
So, we should say it in place.
Yeah.
That's a new trend kind of going in our industry, isn't it, Jason? There's a lot of folks starting, retail stores with multiple brands in them. We saw the chemical guys stores, but now there are a lot of stores that are carrying multi-lines of brands. And I think it's great. The consumer can find and get expert advice, and they can find a lot of stuff. And you guys have been doing that for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, this is we just started our flagship retail store here, and it's nice. People, the internet has made easy shopping with getting it shipped all over the place. But I think people still like to walk into a retail store, talk to somebody, and touch and feel the products, and really get to know them. And we see it all the time here. And
yeah, yep.
All right, here's our favorite: stack, don't mix. So
stack. Don't mix. Don't ever mix, Ron. If you mix them, they cancel each other out. So the Terminator does its job, and it will eat the carpet bomber. So yeah, don't mix them. Stack them is fine, but over time in a bottle, they'll cancel each other out.
They don't play well with each other. So lay down your Terminator first, and then do your carpet bomber. And I did get some questions this week on that. It is Terminator first, then carpet bomber, if that's what you're doing in that order, if you're stacking. So
always.
All right. Is there a coating you recommend that I can take my daily driver through an automatic car wash with? Sorry, I'm lazy. Yes, there is. It's called the force field from Star Wars.
In all honesty, and I get this question a lot, and I realize that I work for PNS, but one thing that I've always stood on is that I won't say that I like something if I don't. So I try to be pretty transparent there. And I've tried a lot of different coating companies. So this is just totally honest. And for me, in my experience, I've not seen other coatings handle the car wash as well as PNS coatings. Not just saying that, promise. Inspiration can take a car wash. I mean, it really can. It really, really can. For me, I don't like car washes. I'm super against them. And I purposely, multiple cars that I've owned, I have tried to beat up the coatings with car washes. And both Inspiration and Defender handle car washes very well. Soul, not as well. But it shouldn't, right? I mean, it's not meant to. So, but there's a lot of really great coating companies out there that I might like the way they go on. I might like the way they look, but I need my customers to go through automatic car washes. I don't have time to wash their cars myself. So, in my experience, and I'm not just saying this because we're on a PNS show right now, in my experience, Inspiration and Defender are up at the top of how well they can take an automatic car wash.
Yeah, I wonder what he's referring to also. Is it the harsh chemicals, or is it the brushes causing, small scratches and swirls?
I'm guessing it's the brushes and stuff, because I know a lot of, I listen to other videos and stuff, and a lot of people say, oh, hand wash only. And I get it. It's not hurting the coating. It might cause some marring and stuff, right? But it's not really actually hurting the coating. But there is a lot that, you go through a car wash one time and it mars the surface pretty well,
Yep.
So, being the car wash guy in the group, and I'm wearing the car wash shirt, so I'll dive in on this one a little bit. This is a pet peeve for me. 99% of the time, it is not the material in the car wash that's going to do the damage. It's the lack of maintenance of that material that does the damage.
Yeah.
My advice, if you go buy a car wash and it's got a glass wall and you can see through the glass wall, it's not all cloudy and dirty, you have a pretty good chance they do a good job of maintaining the equipment. Make sure that the cloth or the material, if it's red and blue, and it's red and blue, then you're fine. If it's red and brown or blue and brown, then probably not well maintained, right? Make sure they put adequate soap on the car. If you're doing a touch-free wash, that's when I worry about chemical marring of the paint, because then they are really using really low acids and really high alkalins. And then your coating products are generally chemically impervious, but they can be marred or etched by those products. And so that's where you'll get some clouding or whiting of your coating. But if the wash is well maintained and clean, then most part, you're going to have a good chance it's not going to do damage to the car.
Right.
Now, that said, I've seen antennas ripped off by, wraps especially on the F-150s because the aluminum body panels. But truth be told, if the wash is well maintained and very clean, you have a better chance that it's not going to do any marring to the car.
Yeah.
It's always about the dirt and condition of the material in the wash more than it is about the type of wash it is. Exactly. Now, if you have old nylon bristle car, brushes, all bets are off. It's going to wreck the car. Don't do that. Don't go there. But the only place that I see that still has those is, of course, the rental car places. So they're pretty safe.
And dealerships.
Over time, whether it doesn't really matter how you're washing your car. Over time, you're gonna get some small scratches, swirls. Sure. Almost impossible to keep that looking perfect. I've also seen some really bad hand car washes that will do way more damage than a tunnel
Right.
car wash.
Right.
So in your town, Jason, is a guy who does a perfect example of how you should do a hand car wash, which is every car gets fresh wash mitts every time they get used for one car and they get rewashed. But that's really not the case with most hand washers. They're using the same mitt and the same bucket they're using the last 9 cars. And if you're lucky, they're refreshing and cleaning out their water. But for the most part, they aren't. And I don't care what it is, you know, if the car is dirty enough, sometimes there's so much material on the car that it's by itself being washed off is going to cause marring to the car. So you always run that risk. You know, again, clean media, great lubricity, good soap, and you have the best chance of not marring the car. But however you do it, you always have the chance to damage the surface of the material. All right, Clarity Cream is easier to buff off than Ceraglass, but Ceraglass is more aggressive.
Yep.
Well, and both those statements are exactly to what we would expect logically they would be. A product that has more aggression to it tends to sometimes be harder to wipe off. A product that's easier to use tends to be a little less aggressive. So that sounds reasonable that would be the case, for sure. All right. Does stacking Defender on top of Dream Maker, Paint Gloss, and Bead Maker reduce its longevity, or does it all chemically bond together? I would actually tell you to reverse your order. Defender is the coating product, so I would put that down first. Then I'd put Bead Maker over it, and then I would touch it up and de-dust it with paint gloss. And when I get to the car show, then I just slather it in Dream Maker.
Yeah.
So,
and you don't need to do all those on the same day. We should probably clarify that. You don't need to do all those on the same day. If you're doing Defender is fine to go on its own. You do not need to top Defender with Bead Maker. Where Bead Maker is going to come into your process is as your maintenance drying aid, you know, color pop, all of that. So I have Defender on my own personal car. I did try putting Defender down about 4 weeks after I already had Defender on it. And I'm going to be honest, we're not stacking Defender all the time. It's just not the best practice, right? Because it's truly leaving behind the protection and you don't want to just keep stacking Defender. So Bead Maker, you're going to use, you know, I might use it after every wash, maybe after every other wash, you know, just to kind of have that fun color pop, if you will. But when you do Defender, just leave it. You don't need, because it has the anti-static properties. Enjoy Defender as it is that day. You don't need to put a bunch of stuff on top of it. Just enjoy Defender as it is. Now, maintenance throughout that 6-month period, use whatever you'd like. Bead Maker, Paint Gloss, Dream Maker, but you don't need to use all of them in one day, for sure. For sure.
All right. Eddie, yes, hashtag Swift.
Swifties. Yeah. Now we're all known as Swifties per Jamie, which I love it. Yes.
We're excited to have you try Swift. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Okay, working on an 08 Corvette and 03 Lexus. Both cars are exceptionally clean and well maintained. Best way to clean embroidery without ruining the threads. Any help would be appreciated. I'm probably thinking Terminator on whatever cleaning device you're going to use as opposed to spraying it directly on the seat.
Yeah, don't use a brush on that embroidery either. It's very sensitive.
Yeah.
Just a microfiber.
Yep. And put your product on the microfiber and just detail it.
Mm-hmm.
You can wrap that microfiber around the head of a brush for some stability, whatever, as a tool. But yeah. Would EnviroClean and iron and fallout remover damage Defender when unclogging a coating? I would say if Defender is cured, you probably are not going to damage or remove it because it should be relatively, safe against chemical degradation. I would probably go with EnviroClean if I'm trying to unclog. But I don't know. EnviroClean, I think, would be a little less aggressive than iron remover.
I think that's going to depend on where you're falling in the Defender's age. So if it's just recently done, you're probably going to be fine. If you're within 4 months to 8 months or so, you might want to put another layer of Defender when you're done. I mean, it's so easy that for me, I'm going to just not worry about, I'm just going to throw on another coat. I'm not going to try to assume that the defender's still there and performing, tippy top, but I think that's just going to come down to how long has the defender been on the car. If it's nearing the end of its life, then you may want to put on another coating. If I just put it on a week ago and I've got a bunch of, fallout or something, I drove past a railroad track or something like that, then I wouldn't worry about it. But I mean, it's so easy to put on that if it were me, I'm just going to hit that spot again real quick.
Yep. All right. Tell me more about Crystal Wash. Scott, thanks for the question. Go, Sydney.
I love Crystal Wash. Have you used Crystal Wash, Jason?
I have not.
Oh gosh, I love it. So I can't remember. Did we use it when we were in Hayward in that video? I'm trying to think.
I don't think so.
We didn't use it, but I thought we used it.
I don't think so. I think we just used Undressed and Breakbuster. So Crystal Wash is it's an environmental fallout product similar to an iron remover. However, it's not going to bleed purple. So it reacts with the fallout on the surface and it actually crystallizes around it. One of my favorite things about Crystal Wash is you can leave it on the surface for a good amount of time. So it's not a, put it on, wait for the reaction and then hurry up and get it off. And it's not like a typical wheel acid. So it is an acid-based product though. That's important to know. But it's very mild. So it literally can dry on the surface. So on paint, you can let it completely dry. So that being said, you also want to use it on a dry surface. So if you are using it on your wheels, you want them to be dry. So just right out the gate when they're full dirty, just spray the Crystal Wash. Same with the paint. It really reacts to the dry surface, not a wet surface. And so it does remove light water spotting. If you have the full crystallized water spots, you're going to need to use a water spot remover. But for just kind of the general overspray type water spots, it's going to work great. But it does such a good job at breaking up the brake dust and, all of the stuff that attaches to wheels, especially ones like mine with these big brakes, it causes such a mess. And so for me, I find that Crystal Wash is a better alternative for well-maintained wheels that just get really dirty, if that makes sense. I have Brembo brakes, they get filthy, but I clean my wheels every week. So it's not baked on, they're just really dirty. If you have those wheels where the brake dust and stuff is baked on, you're still going to have to use something stronger. But I like Crystal Wash because one, it doesn't smell. It smells for like 2 seconds. And it doesn't bleed purple. So you don't have all the additional mess on the ground. But there is times where I have to grab Iron Buster for wheels for sure. I like the technology of Crystal Wash. I like that it's so much cleaner and it's just easier for those well-maintained wheels that just need that extra punch underneath Breakbuster.
Yep. So the other benefits of that product are in the wash bay. Once you've washed your car, you can apply it wet. I mean, you can apply it dry, wet, let the car dry. And what it's going to look like, if you saw the pictures in Bead Maker Lounge the other day when I asked, what is this product? And of course, all the people who know, and they chimed right in with it's Crystal Wash. But great product. Lowering your pH on a car, we've found has helped with the adhesion on coatings. So it's not a bad part of your prep wash if you're going to be coating a car, even if you're polishing after. But yeah, great product. We just love it for just all of its it's a lot easier to manage than maybe an iron remover as far as the smell and the cleanup for sure. All right, we're going to the lightning round. So best scammer email story. Don't have time for that one today. Loving on floor mats. Yes, you still got to make sure you clean them, but yeah, it's fantastic for that. The sheen is just right. Bob gave me great advice about getting rid of the smell of Iron Buster after you use it. Take a shower. Yeah, Josh, there we go. Arts and Crafts is for after hours only. Alex, you are right, and you know you were one of the hosts of the show.
The 993 Porsche. Thank you.
Yes, Ceraglass seems to have cerium oxide in it. I have cerium oxide and Ceraglass seems to be not as aggressive, so probably because it's a lower concentration. And yes, 90% of the time I only need something lighter. Yeah. So I think you would probably very much like to have Clarity Cream. I didn't pay them to say that. Good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, guys, I'll see you on Saturday. That's going to be at SDC. The answer to that is no, we will not have a booth at SDC. If I get a wild hair, I might make a cameo appearance, but I doubt it. So I'm getting booked up. So unfortunately, I won't be able to make it. R2R seriously unreal, preaching to the choir, but oh my, I had some neglected towels. Yes, if you do the soak on them, Alex, you are going to get some great results. Plus, the water looks nasty, and you know you did
I
something.
think we had like National Soak Your Towels Week last week because I did that video, and then gosh, we probably had 45 people tag us in their stories that they were soaking their towels. And I mean, that's only the people that took a picture, right? I'm sure they were everywhere. So that was so fun. That was so great to see.
Do we have a strip wash that can break down toppers like Bead Maker? We really don't.
Yeah.
At least not one that we're willing to hang our hat on right now.
Yeah.
So I would tell you about a product that could do that, but we don't really, that's not really a product that fits that space. Does PNS have a tar remover? Yes, we do. What's it called, Sydney?
Remove all.
There you go. Remove everything. All right.
Yep.
See you all on Saturday. Yes, we'll see you there.
Jason?
Sanding with Jason.
Is that a thing?
Jason Kilmer. Is he getting mixed up?
Oh, I was like, I know Jason Kilmer does, but
His name is Jason. He must know how to sand.
Yeah. Does Swift provide any short-term UV protection on plastic?
Yes.
There we go. One-word answer. Any plans to franchise expand the base self-detail concept to other parts of the country? Thank you. I really want to actually see you do a webinar on this or something because I want to hear about this because I think it's cool.
Lots of plans. We just had a half-day meeting with one of our partners for it. So, yes, that is in the works.
Cool.
Nice.
Is the Planet Store. Yes, absolutely.
There you go. What chemicals do you guys recommend diluting with tap water, or is it better to spend a little extra and get a gallon of DI water? So most products have a chelating agent in them that'll help you with hard water if you have moderately hard water. But if you have some really nasty stuff, DI is your way to go. Yep. Smash that like button. Ron, you are my best helper. Are you saying brushes from a car wash isn't what caused damage? So, Eddie, I'm not going to get into a debate on this because every wash is different. Let's first not call them brushes. They're actually mitters and cloth. But yes, most of the time it's the embedded dirt material that sticks into those that causes your problems. I will say this because I think it's worth saying. There's a new material out there, which is actually not new, but it's called Neoglide. It looks like foam. That sheds a ton of dirt and material, even though it looks like it's more aggressive. And in the end, usually gives you better resistance to damage from the material. So thank you, Eddie. Chemical resistance of Defender. Pretty good. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like a coating, so it's going to give you coating level stuff. Will Triple S, hey, here's a product we haven't even talked about today. Be available to purchase through PNS. It is right now. And all of our distributors can get it for you as well.
Yep.
Can you talk a bit more about mixing Bead Maker and Dream Maker into a 50-50 solution?
I'll take this one. It's actually 10-1, not 50-50. This is per Jamie, the cleaner, who came up with the solution. And it honestly works better at 10-1. You don't want too much Dream Maker mixed into that Bead Maker because you will essentially just make it more Dream Maker. Like it's not going to have much protection. So definitely it's 10-1 on that. And it's just a nice kind of final touch spray. Not really meant to use as any type of protection or anything. I prefer it as, my right before I send it out of the door. That's the solution that I use as my last touch, my last final inspection around the car. I grab my towel, grab my bottle. So I may not be touching the entire car with it. It might be, a little spot here and there, the chrome, the inside. That is just my final touch spray, and it's fantastic.
Okay, so 10 parts Bead Maker to 1 part Dream Maker.
Yes, sorry.
Okay, got it. All right, hello guys, hello to you three. Awesome. From Colorado. Hey, great to have Colorado on today. Missed some of our folks up there, but we did have a good time last week. Do you have plans on expanding the base outside of Chi-Town? I think we just answered that one. That's going to be awesome. All right, Jason, what's been the funniest experience you've had in business in your early years? Oh boy.
Funny. When we had our first shop, we were right across the street from a farm, and sometimes there was a donkey, there was chickens, there was a peacock. Sometimes those animals would get out and they would end up in our detail shop. And so it wouldn't be an uncommon experience when you're inside of a car detailing, and then you get out and then there's a chicken on the table. Very weird experience, but it was funny. It was fun.
Well, there you go. Farm to market right off the bat. Should I look for anything else? I guess I'll clay first. Right?
Yeah. So what I would do if this were me and customer came in 2 years at Inspiration is I would have them come in for their maintenance appointment, and I would quickly run over it with obviously clay during the wash process. I would use the clay towel. Then I would run across it with either UCP or NV, depending on how bad the scratches were. Neither of those are going to compromise the coating that's left. So I would just polish across those with a soft pad, and then I would do a coat of Defender and then tell them in 1 year you're recoating.
So this is where you would probably do, if you weren't going to do that because you're mobile, whatever, this might be a place where you'd grab your Enviro Clean at about 8-to-1 and pre-treat the car before you washed it. You may just have pores that are clogged on the coating because coatings do have pores. And you just may need to unclog the coating first, and that might be your best bet. But I'm with Sydney. I probably would do a maintenance application on this, whether that's Soul or Legend as a refresh layer. But a lot of times it's because the coating is clogged. The coating is not gone anywhere, but it's worn and it's not performing up to standard. So always best to unclog it, and then I like Sydney like to see a reapplication of a short-term product like Soul or Legend, or Defender. Sorry. Does water spout remover on the paint affect coating in a negative way? It really doesn't, but any chemical that's harsh on a coating can potentially damage it. So, yep, there we go.
What do you think about water spot removals on coatings?
Who is that to?
To you. What do you think about water removers on coatings?
It's tough. You got to get to them pretty much right away so they don't etch through. Water spots are not fun to deal with. And if you can use them right away and remove those minerals before it starts to etch, that's going to be but I haven't seen anything damage coating as far as that goes. They're made. Those coatings are made to last. So.
Yeah, they're relatively chemically impervious. Is there going to be a Bead Maker 2.0? No, Defender.
Defender's not Bead Maker 2.0, but no, there will not be a Bead Maker 2.0.
Yeah, the Bead Maker 2.0 is not going to happen. Defender is that next gen product that we would put in the line of what's next. If you were asking, hey, you got Bead Maker, what's next? Defender is the next, and it's not in that same category. So, and now we're just getting people teasing us here. 2 questions on that. Jason, people don't recognize you with the short beard. Yeah, but it's a good look. I like it.
Yeah, it needed a change.
There you go. Wish you would open a shop in Albuquerque. We'll work on it. I don't know which one of us that's for, Jason, but we'll work on it. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thanks for great tips and tricks. Great time learning from. There you go, guys. Ran through the car wash and sprayed Bead Maker. Looks like Bead Maker is so protective that it encapsulated the dirt underneath. Should I clay bar then Defender? You should probably clay it if it looks like you've got dirt captured on the surface. Lots of lubricity. Use Defender, use Bead Maker, whatever you feel like as your topper there. So. All right. All right, one more comment from Eddie. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Eddie. Awesome. We're getting toward the end of our show here. When will there be another ceramic coating class in Texas? Jerry, my answer to that is reach out to Anthony Brown and see when he's going to do one. I will also reach out to Anthony Cart, and I will reach out to him as well, and we'll get something on the agenda. Jason, when are we getting an update on your coating product real world testing.
Yes, it's been 1 year. The video is recorded. They're editing it as we speak, and it should be out in the next week and a half.
Nice.
Those pesky editors, I tell you. All right, last question on the dais here. Jason, appreciate all you do, man. Been following and enjoying the whole journey. Dude, I got to tell you, it's just awesome to have you as a partner for PNS. It was great to have you on the show today. I am excited to see what you guys, pull together for next week.
Yep.
So good luck this weekend.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Enjoy. I know people are descending on you, by Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah,
we got people coming in on Tuesday. So
Yeah.
Tuesday,
wow.
most people are coming on Wednesday, and then all the fun starts on Thursday.
Yep. I leave in 48 hours from right now.
Well, Jason, it goes without saying, but the kind of event you're putting on is unique to the industry. And I think it's a huge thing because there are a lot of influencers out there. And I think a lot of folks don't understand, how to use that tool in their business. So I applaud you for kind of coming up with a creative new event, something that's different and unique. Yeah. And I'm excited to see what you guys do with it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I will see you in person in a couple days, Jason. Thank you for co-hosting with me today. And you guys have an awesome week. We will hope for sunshine everywhere. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right. See you in 2 weeks, guys.